Good morning, students. Today we are going to deal with the third poem of the Flamingo, third poem of the book Flamingo. That is the Keeping Quiet. Third poem of the book Flamingo. That is the Keeping Quiet. Keeping Quiet was composed by Pablo Neruda. Pablo Neruda. Keeping Quiet poem is composed by Pablo Neruda. And Pablo Neruda was born in 1904. Pablo Neruda was born in 1904. And the pen name of Pablo Neruda was the Neftali Ricardo Reyes Bosalto. Okay, the pen name of Pablo Neruda is Neftali Ricardo Reyes Basalto. Okay, the pen name of Pablo Neruda was Neftali Ricardo Reyes Basalto. Okay, and he was born in 1904. Okay, and Pablo Neruda was born in the town of the Parel in Chile. In the town of Parel. In the town of Parel in Chile. In the town of Parel in Chile. Okay, and Neruda poems are full of easily understood image. Neruda's poems are full of easily understood image which make them no less beautiful. It means to say that all the poems which are composed by Pablo Neruda, these poems are easily understood. And poems are very beautiful. Okay, and Pablo Neruda won Nobel Prize. Pablo Neruda won Nobel Prize won the Nobel Prize for Literature. Nobel Prize for Literature in 1971. Pablo Neruda won Nobel Prize for what? Nobel Prize for Literature in 1971. Pablo Neruda won Nobel Prize for Literature in 1971. Okay, and this poem Keeping Quiet. Okay, in this poem Neruda talks about the necessity of quiet introspection. Okay, in this poem Pablo Neruda is talking about the necessity of introspection. He wants to convey a message to the readers, to all the people, that we have need to understand ourselves, we have need to introspect ourselves, whatever the work that is being done, whether it is harmful for the public or not, what is the benefit of all these things, we have need to think. So he, in this poem Keeping Quiet, Pablo Neruda is saying, let us keep quiet, let us have need to be silent, and we have need to introspect ourselves, because always we are busy in work, and we don't bother about the other human being, we don't think about the other human beings, whether they are the works which is done by us is harmful for them or not. We are not thinking all these things. So he is saying that, stop for 1 minute, stop for 1 second, and introspect yourself. Try to know yourself. Okay, what you are, why you are, what is the meaning of your work, what is the benefit of your work for you and as well as for others. All these things we have need to introspect. And the second most important thing in the poem that the poet develops, the poet talks. Okay, we have need to develop a feeling. We have need to develop a feeling of mutual understanding. We have need to develop a feeling of mutual understanding. Okay, mutual understanding कहाँ, where mutual understanding? Mutual understanding among human beings, we have need to develop a mutual understanding among the human beings. Okay, we should try to understand the value of others, importance of others. Okay, and in this era, by this age, we come to know that he is a modern poet. So obviously he is talking about the modern problem which is being faced by us. And the greatest problem of modern era is that modern men are indulged in their work so much that they are not bothering about others. They are not thinking about others. They are not bothering about others. So the poet is saying that we have need to develop a mutual understanding, and we have need to introspect ourselves. Okay. We have need to introspect ourselves. So this is the theme, introspection, and develop a feeling of mutual understanding among human beings. Okay, and next thing, what are the poetical devices? The poetical devices which are used by the poet. The poet has used alliteration. Most of the poetical device which is used, that is the alliteration. What is the definition of alliteration? I have already explained. What is the definition? When one alphabet is repeated many times in one sentence is called alliteration. When one alphabet is repeated many times in one sentence, it's called alliteration. For example, okay, this alphabet may repeat 2 times. Okay, I am not talking about the word, but alphabet. Okay, for example, beaded bubbles winking at the brim. Beaded bubbles winking at the brim. B many times. Here, sudden strangeness. SS. Hurt hands. HH. Clean clothes. CC. We will. WW. We would. WW. Words with. WW. So we can say that the poet has frankly used the figure of speech alliteration in this poem. And now, what is the summary? Okay, I will explain it. There is no need of summary because this is not a story. This is a poem. Okay. At all, we can say that the poet was born in 1904 in Pairan, in China. Okay, and the full name was Neftali Ricardo Reyes Bastelo. And Pablo Neruda was won Nobel Prize for literature in 1971. The theme of the poem is introspection. Okay, the poet is saying to introspect ourselves. We have need to know ourselves. Okay, in other words, know thyself, know yourself. Okay, no, we have need to know ourselves. Okay, so that is the theme. Introspection, or know thyself, know yourself, or in other words, you can say to develop a feeling of mutual understanding. Among the human beings. These are the figure of speech that is used by the poet. Okay, students, this is the poem that is before you. Okay, this is the poem that is before you. I am going to explain only 6 lines of the poem today. Only 6 lines of the poem today. Okay, and the poem is starting. Now we will count up to 12. Now we will count to 12. Here is a question. Here is a question. Why does the poet ask to count 12? Why does the poet ask to count? Why does the poet ask to count 12? Once again, now we will count to 12. Here is a question that is striking in our mind. What is the reason that the poet is asking to count 12? What is the reason that the poet is asking to count 12? My dear, there are 12 signs. 12 signs. S-I-G-N-S. Not signs. Not signs. Okay, there are 12 signs in the clock. There are 12 signs in the clock. There are 12 hours. There are 12 hours in a day. There are 12 hours in a day. Okay, there are 12 signs in the clock, or you can say there are 12 hours in a day, or you can say there are 12 months. There are 12 months in a year. There are 12 months in a year. Okay, there are 12 months in a year. So the poet is asking to count 12. Why does the poet ask to count 12? Because there are 12 signs. S-I-G-N-S. There are 12 signs in the clock. There are 12 hours in a day. Sorry, there are 12 hours in a day. There are 12 months in a year. So the poet is asking to count 12. Okay. Once again, now we will count to 12 and we will keep still. And we will keep still. Okay. Now we will count to 12. The question is here, why does the poet ask to count 12? Because there are 12 signs in the clock. There are 12 hours in a day. Or there are 12 months in a year, and the appropriate is this one. The appropriate is this one. All is correct. Okay, all are correct. All are correct. Okay. So the poet is asking. The poet is saying that now I am going to count 12. Now I am going to count 12. And again he is saying. And we will keep still. And we will keep still. Okay, and we will keep still. Why does the poet ask to keep still? The second question, the next question, we will keep still. So why does the poet ask to keep still? Why does the poet ask to keep still? Okay, now we will keep still. Why does the poet ask to keep still? Why does the poet ask to keep still? Okay, answer of this question. Too much activity. Answer. This is the answer. Too much activity. Too much activity and rush has. Too much activity and rush has only brought misfortunes for human beings. Misfortunes for human beings. Okay, so the poet is asking to keep still. Once again, I am repeating the question. Why did the poet ask to keep still? Okay, why did the poet ask to keep still? Too much activity and rush. Too much activity and rush has only brought misfortunes for human beings. So the poet is asking to keep still. Once again, now we will count up to 12. You have got the answer. Why does the poet ask to keep count 12? Why does the poet ask to count 12? You have got the answer. And in the starting of the line, the poet is saying that I am going to count 12. I am going to count 12, and we will keep still. The next question is, why does the poet ask to keep still? Because too much activity and rush has only brought misfortunes for the human being. So he is saying that it is better to keep still. It is better to be peaceful. Okay, and we will keep still. And he is saying that after counting 12, all of us will keep still. And the still word is also suggesting one more word. When you will keep still, then you will try to know yourself. then you will try to know your value, then you will try to know your importance, then you will try to know your importance. Okay, yes. For once on the face of earth, for once, okay, as we know, wherever casual our eyes are cast, wherever casual our eyes are cast, we can see that the vehicles are running from one place to another place, the sound of engines, the sound of motors, the men are busy in their work, they are going from one place to another place. Okay, but when all the people will sit silently, keep still, doing no work, for once on the face, this will be the first chance, this will be the first chance on the face of earth that the people are doing no work, that the people are doing no work and they are sitting silently, they are still, they are not speaking, they are not doing any work. For once on the earth, let's not speak in any language, let's not speak in any language. Why does the poet ask not to speak in any language? Sometimes it is said, let's not speak in any language, explain this. Sometimes this is asked, explain this line. Okay, sometimes it is asked, it is said, explain this line, explain this line. Okay, sometimes it is asked, explain this line. For once on the face of earth, when all the people will become silent, doing no work, sit silently, that will be happen first chance on this earth, on this earth, this will happen first chance. And again he's saying that let's not speak in any language, let's not speak in any language. And sometimes it is asked that explain this line. Okay, let's not speak in any language. The people of the world, the people of the world has been, the people of the world has been indulging in wars, bloodshed and minor excuses. Okay, bloodshed and minor excuses. If they keep quiet, they may not indulge in reasoning. Try to understand, they may not indulge in reasoning, dispute, quarrel. So let us keep quiet and not to speak in any language. This will ensure peace. I am writing. Okay, sometimes it is asked, explain this line, explain. I am explaining this line. The people of the world, I am explaining, the people of the world, the people of the world, okay, has been, the people of the world has been indulging in war, bloodshed on minor excuses, on minor excuses, ये दिखना चाहिए, on minor excuses. Okay, I am explaining this line. Let's not speak in any language. The people of the world has been indulging in war, bloodshed and minor excuses. Okay, if they keep quiet, if they keep quiet, if they keep quiet, they may not indulge in reasoning, they may not indulge in reasoning, dispute, quarrels, reasoning, disputes, quarrels, okay, quarrels, okay, quarrels. So let us keep quiet, and not, so let us keep quiet and not speak in any language, not speak in any language, and this will ensure peace, peace. This will ensure peace. This will ensure peace. Okay. Once again, for once on the face of earth, when all the people will become silent after counting 12. After counting 12 of the poet, when all the people will keep still, keep silent. Okay, keep silent. This is going to happen the first chance on the face of earth. This will happen first chance on the face of earth when let's not speak. We have no need to speak in any language. We have no need to speak in any language. Okay, and sometimes it is asked. One more question: why does the poet ask not to speak in any language? Because whenever we are speaking, we are using our reasoning, and this reasoning always creates quarrels, disputes. This reasoning always creates quarrels, dispute. So he is suggesting that we have no need to speak in any language because this will ensure peace. And sometimes it is said explain this line. Sometimes in board examination it is said that explain this line. So I am explaining. The people of the world had been indulging in wars, bloodsheds and minor excuses for small causes. For small causes. Okay. If they keep quiet, they may not indulge in reasoning. If they keep quiet, they may not indulge in reasoning. Okay, they may not indulge in reasoning, disputes, quarrels. So let us keep quiet. So let us keep quiet and not speak in any language. So let us keep quiet and not speak in any language. This will ensure peace. This will ensure peace. Okay, whenever we are speaking, we are using reasoning. So a great Hindi poet has said, चलाओ संभल कर तेगे जुबा को, जुबा के जख्म का मरहम नहीं है. Okay, so whenever we are speaking, we should be very careful. And here he is saying that no, yaar, we are not going to speak any language. We will keep silent. We will be silent. Okay, we will keep silent and we will not speak in any language. And the fifth line. Let's stop for 1 second. Let's stop for 1 second. Okay, हम क्या थे, क्या है और क्या होंगे अभी, आओ मिलकर विचारें ये समस्याएं सभी. Perhaps this is the message that the poet wants to convey to the reader. Let's stop for 1 second. रुको तो यार, stop for 1 second. He is not taking much more time. He is saying to stop for 1 second, for a fraction of time, for some moment. The poet is asking to stop for some moment, for some second. Second is some minute. Okay, there are second is some minute. We have need to stop for some time. And not move our arms so much. And not move our arms so much. Man has always used his arms. Man has always used his arms only to harm and kill others. Okay? Once again, I am writing. Okay, man has. Okay? Stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. And not move our arms so much. Man has always used, ठीक है, man has always used, ठीक है, man has always used his arms, man has always used his arms, okay, man has always used his arms only to kill, only to kill and harm others, okay, and harm others. Okay, man has used his arms only to kill and harm others. So he is saying. So the poet is saying. So the poet is saying. Not to move our arms. Not to move our arms. So the poet is saying not to move our arms. Okay, let's stop for 1 second. The poet is saying that we have need to stop for some moment and not move our arms so much. Man has always used his arms only to kill and harm others. So the poet is saying that we have no need to move our arms. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. We will meet in next lecture.